All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1019, Canada case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, folks, buckle up. Today, we're diving into a heated legal battle, the Canada case, where Miss Canada is seeking child support and back pay for her 3-year-old child. The alleged father, however, isn't convinced he's the biological dad, disputing paternity and raising serious doubts. As the judge opens the session, Miss Canada wastes no time, firmly stating that she hasn't received a penny in support for 3 years. The tension in the courtroom is undeniable as both sides prepare for a showdown, each with their own version of the truth. With emotions running high and stakes even higher, all eyes are on the judge to navigate this complex case. How will this unfold? Let's break it down.
All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligations.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
well, those are rumors.
I understand
First of
that.
all.
I understand that.
Second
But
of
you
all.
haven't complied with my request for DNA tests either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You're right about that. And honest
So
truth is
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
yes.
Oh, okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't
told
tell
your
me you
wife
were
that?
married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Miss Canada takes the stand, making it clear why she's here. She wants financial support for her 3-year-old child, whom the alleged father has never acknowledged. She reveals a crucial detail. He's been actively avoiding a DNA test, dodging every opportunity to confirm or deny paternity. Frustration is evident in her voice as she recounts her repeated efforts to get him to take responsibility. The alleged father, however, isn't backing down. He admits to an affair with Miss Canada, but refuses to accept outright that he's the only possible father. His response shifts the courtroom's attention to the complexities of paternity cases, where emotions clash with legal proof. This moment underscores the difficulties of establishing paternity when one party is unwilling to cooperate, turning the case into a battle of evidence versus speculation.
Okay. Well, I definitely have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital?
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
right.
knows now.
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist there.
Receptionist there, I'm a manager.
That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date.
The alleged father finally gets his turn to speak, maintaining that he isn't outright refusing child support. He just wants proof before committing financially. He acknowledges the affair but insists that Miss Canada may have had other partners, casting doubt on whether he's truly the father. His stance sparks mixed reactions in the courtroom, with some seeing it as a reasonable request and others as a stalling tactic. The judge steps in, cutting through the emotional back and forth, and lays down the law. Paternity must be established before any financial obligations can be enforced. This moment highlights the crucial role of DNA testing in such disputes. Without concrete proof, there's no legal ground for child support enforcement. The case now hinges on a single, undeniable truth: the results of a paternity test.
If he's not the father, you are more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but if
definitely
he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Well, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
With both sides making their arguments, the judge delivers a firm ruling. A DNA test will determine the outcome of this case. She makes it clear that the alleged father must either accept paternity or undergo testing. No more speculation, no more delays. Miss Canada agrees without hesitation, relieved their resolution is finally within reach. To ensure fairness and efficiency, the judge arranges for the test through the Attorney General's office, guaranteeing it will be free and expedited. This decision not only pushes the case forward, but also reinforces the legal system's role in balancing parental rights with a child's need for support. Wrapping up, Judge Vunderby summarizes the case, underscoring that paternity must be confirmed before child support can be legally enforced. Whether through DNA testing or formal acknowledgement, proof is essential. Without it, financial responsibility cannot be imposed. This case highlights the structured legal approach to paternity disputes, ensuring children receive the support they deserve while protecting individuals from wrongful obligations. Now with the test ordered, all that's left is for science to provide the truth, because in the end, DNA doesn't lie.